10 greatest Marvel supervillains in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has had some of the most terrifying supervillains to ever hit the big screen. Who are the biggest, the strongest, the most powerful evil guys in the MCU? Welcome to Digital Celeb. In this video, we're going to take a look at 10 of the greatest supervillains and bad guys we've seen in the MCU so far. But first, make sure you subscribe to Digital Celeb for your weekly dose of celebrity news, gossip, and entertainment. The fact that Earth's strongest superheroes, the Avengers, had to combine forces to tackle some of these guys gives us some idea about their incredible powers. Over the course of 23 MCU movies, we've not only seen the destruction of cities like New York City, but we've also witnessed the decimation of half of all the life in the universe. So without a doubt, the MCU supervillains are quite powerful, as well as dark when it comes to their intentions. Each supervillain has its own set of unique superpowers and strength levels. After carefully studying these bad guys, we've ranked them according to their powers. So without further ado, let's take a look at 10 of the greatest Marvel supervillains in the MCU. Number 10. Ronan the Accuser. Having a deep hatred for the Xandarians, Ronan was one of the most sadistic villains in the MCU. Ronan is an expert military tactician, skilled in hand-to-hand combat, has superhuman strength, speed, and endurance, and is able to utilize the Kree exoskeleton armor. On top of all this, he wields the universal weapon as well. All of these abilities, along with his intense hatred, makes him one of the top MCU villains. Number 9. Helmut Zemo. Physical strength is not the only attribute necessary for landing a place amongst the greatest MCU supervillains. This was quite evident by the incredible damage caused by Helmut Zemo. He used his intellect to strategically attack the Avengers and succeeded in instigating a civil war between Steve Rogers and Tony Stark. An expert marksman, strategist, combat specialist, and fighter, Zemo has the Moonstone-granted powers that also included energy manipulation, molecular phasing, strength and durability augmentation, the ability to create spatial warps, flight, and more. Number 8. Adrian Toomes, the Vulture. Adrian Toomes got dragged in becoming a villain in order to provide for his family, and once he became the bad guy, he made sure he was pretty good at it. The combination of his high intelligence and a powerful exosuit makes a force to be reckoned with. His electromagnetic anti-graviton generator worn on his body not only gives him the superhuman ability of flight, but it augments his health, strength, and vitality, even despite his old age. Number 7. Ultron. Equipped with a genius-level artificial intelligence, Ultron's near-impervious adamantium robotic body, concussive energy weapons, and his ability to mentally manipulate others make him one of the most powerful MCU supervillains. Ultron was responsible for the destruction of the city of Sokovia, and he was the first villain to take an Avenger's life. Number 6. Red Skull. Red Skull is the oldest and one of the most evil MCU villains. This Nazi villain was once a confidant of Adolf Hitler. Obsessed with power, Red Skull does his best to take over the world, only to be stopped by the Avengers. Apparently, he inhabits a cloned body of Captain America that grants him superhuman strength, and he's an expert at telepathy. Number 5. Ego. Ego was initially presented as Peter Quill's estranged father, and we were led to believe that he simply wanted to reconnect with his son. However, as things unfold, we get the true picture of his personality. It turned out that he was actually a mass murderer and had already killed the other children he had in the pursuit of his evil ambitions. Being a Celestial, he is amongst the most powerful characters in the MCU. Number 4. Hela. Hela, the goddess of death and the former executioner of Asgard, is actually the elder sister of Thor and Loki. With several godly powers, she not only defeated the army of Asgard, but also gave Thor a beating of a lifetime. Number 3. Erik Killmonger. Motivation is the greatest strength of a supervillain, and Erik Killmonger was one hell of a motivated supervillain. He had been planning his takeover and revenge on Wakanda since he was young, so finally when he had the strength and intellect to execute his plan, he was quite successful in doing so. He managed to defeat T'Challa and became the king before getting undone by T'Challa in one final fight. Number 2. Loki. Loki's incredible intelligence, expert lying abilities, and his godly superpowers make him one of the most dangerous supervillains of all time. The god of mischief is quite independent in terms of ambitions, and is impossible to predict. He's consistently